everyone. Welcome to our series on national ethics and values. My name is Obichukwu Azata. This is brought to you by UGN Consulting Services as part of its corporate social responsibility towards nation building and redemption. In our previous episodes, we've been looking at values. Today, we'll be looking at something different. We'll be looking at ethics. What is ethics? Ethics are the moral principles that govern a person's behavior or the conducting of an activity. Potter Stewart defined it as knowing the difference between what you have the right to do and what is right to do. Deep, right? To further understand the concept of ethics, we'll be looking at what ethics is not. According to philosophy, ethics is not science. It is not based on scientific laws or formulas. It is something we all can relate to. It's about humanity, the right thing to do by your fellow human being. Ethics is not emotions. It doesn't depend on our feelings. We can't do the right thing only when we feel like. We have to do the right thing always. It is an obligation to humanity, and that is exactly what ethics is. Ethics is not law. It is not merely abiding by the law. It is the spirit of the law. Laws are based on rules which are prone to loopholes and so accommodate wrongdoing. That is why even in the court of law, justice may not be served. Ethics are based on principles, and this makes for wholesome thinking. Ethics is not religion. It is not subject to any religious belief or faith. Ethics is about morals, the right thing to do by your fellow human being. As we all know, there are some religious practices that are highly unethical. An example that readily comes to mind is what happened in Sokoto, Nigeria in May 2022, where a second-year female student, Deborah Yakubu, was stoned to death and burnt due to the unethical belief of the perpetrators. It is very disheartening that as at today, the perpetrators of this dastardly act are yet to be brought to book, also because of the religious beliefs of the leaders concerned. Religion should never override ethics. Rather, it should complement and promote it. Ethics is not culture, whether culture by heritage or popularity. It's about right doing. And what is right in Denmark is right in Dubai. What is right in Somalia is right in Singapore. Examples abound the world over of cultural practices that are unethical, such as the Osuka system of the Igbos, where a group of people are regarded as outcasts and are treated as such. Another example is the LGBTQ popular culture of the Western world, which is unethical. Again, I would like to add that ethics is not etiquette. It goes beyond being polite and good-mannered. It's about the conscience, and that is fundamental. Ethics is simply the principles that govern right doing. Principles like integrity, justice, industry, discipline, accountability. These principles are timeless and do not change with the changing times. So we should not underrate or undermine ethics in our everyday, individual, corporate, and national lives. Ethics is very important. It provides guidance for right behavior. Values inform behavior, while ethics controls behavior. It is what helps us refrain from social vices and perverse tendencies, such as kidnapping and money laundering in Nigeria, and gun violence in the US, which are now becoming everyday occurrences, underlying the need of a global ethical reawakening. Ethics makes for long-term success and sustainability. Like the saying goes, doing the right things long enough brings success, and doing right continuously sustains success. This is not just a saying, it is a fact. The Kellogg's Company, founded in 1906 by W.K. Kellogg's, the inventor of conflict, speaks to this. Today, Kellogg's company remains a strong global brand and is listed for the 15th time as one of the world's most ethical companies. Ethics builds trust that fosters mutually beneficial relationships. This is why most professional associations have ethical principles that communicate the trust vested on their members to always act in the good faith in carrying out their profession. Sadly, some members do not live up to that trust, and this accounts for the various scandals in the accounting, engineering, legal, banking, medical, and tech professions. These scandals have become one too many to be ignored, not to mention their attendant consequences. Ethics provides guidance for right decision-making and good governance. Decisions made without due ethical considerations are bound to be suboptimal or outrightly bad. The recent Naira redesign swap policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria and the INEC's decision in the 2023 presidential elections of Nigeria are classical examples. We cannot overestimate the importance of ethics. It also plays a vital role in nation building, especially in a country like ours that is multicultural, multi-ethnic, and multi-religious. It forms the moral fabric on which our continued coexistence lies. With each unethical act allowed, the fabric weakens. As it is right now, the fabric is so worn out that we cannot afford a further weakening. We all need to live up to our ethical obligations, and that starts with you and I. What are your personal ethical principles? Thank you so much for watching. Please share this video and subscribe to our channel. In our next episode, we'll be discussing our national ethical principles. Yes, Nigeria has ethical principles. So watch out for our next episode. And remember, ethics still matters. Thank you and God bless Nigeria.